Encampments like this are cropping up across Montreal. I'm at one of the largest ones still standing in the southwest borough, right under the Ville-Marie Highway. There has been intense pressure on the mayoral candidates this election campaign to come up with concrete solutions to figure out a way to make sure that there are less people living in tents and on the streets.
They don't want us here, of course, because of all kinds of problems we bring, but nobody is really considering the problems that it brings us, that being unwanted brings us.
There were more than 4,500 people considered homeless in Montreal during the last count in 2022, and experts say that number has only gone up. Shelters across the island are strained and struggling to keep up with the demand. There's not enough transitional housing, affordable units are extremely hard to find, and there's no one solution for a population that has vastly different needs. People here say the city needs to do a better job of listening to people who are experiencing homelessness and communicating with Montreal's vulnerable citizens. The camps here are more than just a place to sleep for many. Making the camps more livable rather than intervening only to tear them down would be welcomed by many people here.
I don't really feel homeless. I have somewhere to go. Is it safe? Not really. Is it secure? Not really. I keep my stuff there knowing it'll be there when I get back? No. But I have somewhere I'm allowed to be. And that in a way I can call mine.
This summer, Welcome Hall Mission intervention workers visited 28 encampments across the city. They want to see City Hall follow through on a sustainable plan and not just a short-term fix.
We have to put the focus on more housing programs. Just creating more emergency centers, it's just a patch.
Homelessness is a shared responsibility between the city, the province, the health ministry, the boroughs, and community organizations. So there's not one level of government that is ultimately responsible, though municipalities bear the brunt of the on-ground issues.
We patch the problems, and I think we need to give them solution to never go back to encampments.
Tracking the number of encampments is difficult because every borough handles them differently. The city of Montreal says that it doesn't keep track of the number of encampments on its territory or how many workers have moved in to remove them. A report by Montreal's Public Consultation Office recommended the city stop dismantling encampments until it develops a policy governing when and how they can be taken down. City officials would not commit to allowing the camps to remain, but said clearing them out is a last resort, and at times it's necessary to protect the safety of people in and around the sites. Can municipalities actually solve the issues that come with these encampments without tearing them down? Well, they have a lot of power. They can enforce municipal law to make sure that they are safe, support projects for social and affordable housing. They can put up funding for cohabitation and social inclusion initiatives, and send intervention workers on site to check on them to see what they need and sometimes even bring them food.
Propose to them programs for addiction, mental health. So depending if a person needs a certain transition before going to the apartment.
So how are candidates planning to do this? Pretty much every party has expressed the need to increase funding to address homelessness. How they plan to do it, though, is less unified. Projet Montreal wants to double funding for frontline organizations and build modular housing units to help with short-term needs. Ensemble Montreal wants a new policy on encampments that emphasizes cleanliness and safety. That's in addition to the $30 million more it wants to invest in addressing the crisis. Transition Montreal is opposed to dismantling encampments. They want to tax the ultra-rich and use the funds generated to fund more services that address homelessness. Future Montreal wants to impose a 12-month moratorium on dismantling of encampments. It wants to create a simpler system to keep track of unhoused people and for all programs and organizations to coordinate their services. Action Montréal is proposing assistance to avoid evictions.
If we lost the camp here, I don't know where I would go. Shelters, they're not always an option. The people don't realize it can happen to them.
The next mayor of Montreal will need to address homelessness in the city quickly. Ultimately, who you vote for will decide which plan goes ahead.